Okay, so I did my video assignment over the Obelia hydroid. A little bit about the Obelia hydroid. Its common name is sea fur. Obelia is cosmopolitan in distribution, forming a whitish or light brown plant-like fur in the sea. Its colonial phylum is Cnidarian. Obelia is a genus of hydrozoans, a class of mainly marine and freshwater animal species. Hydrozoans are noted for their complexity and diversity in life cycles. Through its life cycle, Obelia takes two forms, the polyp and the medusa. The life cycle consists of a free-living larva that transforms into a primary polyp. The primary polyp buds other polyps to produce a bethnic colonial stage. Upon reproductive maturity, the polyps bud pelagic medusae that ultimately form gametes and spawn in the water column. And the picture to the right is kind of the life cycle of Obelia, so you can see how it goes from the egg to a zygote to the cell, to the polyp, and then to medusae. The habitat of Obelia and how they get their food. So its natural habitat, Obelia is typically marine, colonial, and sedentary. It is found attached on piles, rocks, debris, grasses, seaweeds, and barnacles in shallow water. Obelia is widely distributed through protected marine and freshwaters. This hydroid has been found on both coasts of the U.S. Mediterranean Sea around Australia and the southern tip of Africa. And then how it gets its food. The asexual polyp stage of Obelia eats aquatic crustaceans and worms. Gastrozoids, or hydranths, are the feeding polyps. They have a mouth surrounded by stinging tentacles, giving them a flower-like appearance, and are responsible for capturing and consuming food. The food is digested into the gastrovascular cavity and provided to the rest of the colony. And then the sexual medusa stage feeds on planktons. These planktons are driven to the mouth by the movements of both the bell and the tentacles. Hydroids are passive carnivores that capture prey that swim into or are brought into contact with the tentacles by the currents. Prey are then killed or stunned by the nematocysts born on the tentacles and then swallowed. So both the polyp and the medusa stage of Obelia are both carnivorous in nature. So the predators and the prey. All cnidarians are carnivores feeding on live prey, which they usually capture using tentacles armed with cnidocytes. Cnidarian medusae are significant and sometimes dominant predators in coastal and open ocean ecosystems and are capable of substantially reducing standing stocks of prey. They typically feed on small zooplankton, small crustaceans, oligochaetes, insect larvae, and detritus. They're predators. Obelia species are an important food source for, I'm not going to be able to pronounce these. So these are the ones, these are its predators for the, These are Obelia polyps predators, and then other hydromedusae prey upon the Obelia in its medusa stage. And then this is a little picture, kind of what an Obelia looks like. The right side is its reproductive polyp, and both of these are expanded and retracted feeding polyps. So its traits and phylogenetic tree. Hydrozoans display a highly organized arrangement of modified polyps and medusae within the colony that enables them to function efficiently in the water column. Contrary to all other medusae, Obelia medusae do not derive from a medullary nodule, have neither a velum nor a subumbellar cavity. The umbrella is flat, and the swimming is achieved by umbellar flapping and does not involve jet propulsion. Obelia's microphagous feeding habits could thus represent an example of the ancestral feeding condition in Cnidaria, but the apomorphic characters of its medusa suggest that its body architecture is not ancestral and that its microphagy evolved relatively recently. So it's kind of difficult to disentangle the evolutionary history of these organisms. And then this is kind of its tree of life. This is the Cnidaria, and then you can see how it goes to hydrozoa, which is what the Obelia is. And then its impact within its ecosystem and humankind. The polyp generation of hydrozoa plays an important role in shallow marine ecosystems as it's an important food source for many. The hydroid colonies serve as good habitats for many epibiomes. Studies showed the importance of hydroids in this coupling process in shallow marine ecosystems, and this process is an exchange of energy, mass, or nutrients between bethnic and pelagic habitats. It plays a prominent role in aquatic ecosystems and is crucial to functions from nutrient cycling to energy transfer in the food webs. And then in humankind, Obelia is responsible for a large impact on many marine fish farming industries through fouling properties. Obelia attached to multiple structures in the industry like ropes, nets, pilings, and cages, which add weight and then drag the equipment. These hydroids can also invade the gills of the farm fish and cause disease and other problems for the quality of fish. So it has a negative impact on humankind. And then I have a short video about Obelia.
When you stay at a Vrbo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because without privacy in your vacation...
Small medusae are formed inside reproductive polyps by a process known as budding. They grow, separate, and swim away. The adult medusae produce the sex cells or gametes. Female medusae produce egg cells, and male medusae produce sperm cells. Fertilization is external and takes place in the water. The zygote develops into a larva called a planula. This is oval in shape and covered by cilia. The planula swims freely for a while before settling on the substrate and transforming into a small polyp. This alternation of sexual and asexual generations is also known as metagenesis.
Okay, and then these are my resources.